Hello everyone, and welcome to another Indie Game First Look. I am DarkChiron. Now I have a little bit of a backstory before we get into the game proper. As this thing says, it's based on cases from real psychological practice, and that's kind of what drew me into it. I like psychological horror, and this billed itself as a psychological horror game. Now, I know my reach in this channel is not huge. I don't have a large viewership or anything like that, but apparently I'm on a massive emailing list for independent developers as a person who will look at their game as long as they contact me and ask me about it. And I like that because I do want to get exposure out there for independent games, even though my reach is not huge. I like to try to contribute to that. However, because of that, I get tons of emails about independent games, a lot of them. And a lot of them are not worth looking at as far as I'm concerned. They're independent, they're mobile games or ports of mobile games, and there's just nothing to them, so I don't look at them. I only typically look at games that interest me, that I think have potential and promise. And also games that I can be positive about, because I don't want to be overly negative. However, that said, I put a ton of time into trying to get this game to work. And as I played it for several hours, I just got more and more angry at it because of just simple things. And I would like to share that with you all. Things not to do if you are an independent developer. Games like Stardew Valley, Undertale, and To Go 3D, like this game is. Games like The Witness. Games that are all made by either one person or a very, very small team, that all are just wonderful games, excellent gameplay, beautiful art design, wonderful musical scores, just great games all in all. So they set the bar really, really high. Now I would like to do a comparison real quick, side by side, the minimum hardware requirements for this game compared to Witcher 3. Now I point this out because I like to, first of all, point out that this game has incredibly higher minimum requirements than The Witcher 3. And we all know what that game looks like. It is a gorgeous game that they went down to even the design of people's hair to make sure that each hair fiber moved in a realistic fashion. I was running that game on very good graphics, 60 frames a second with my two SLI'd NVIDIA GeForce 760s. This game would not run on that system. The game would launch, or try to launch, and then would crash. But I knew, I tried a bunch of stuff to try to get it to work. Nothing would get it to work. I could not get it to run. I tried to reach out to the tech support. I didn't get an answer back. So I knew I had a 1060 coming soon, which I have in my system now. And I knew that, I was hoping at least that when I got that in, it would run. And now that I have this 1060 in my machine, this game runs. The only reason I can find for this being the case is this game is using some kind of functionality that is only present in the 1000s series of GeForce cards that aren't present in earlier models. And with that in mind, keep in mind, this game makes you have an insanely better computer than even The Witcher 3. So let's get started. Now, as I said before, I like to try and be fair to independent developers, so you don't have a huge team to work with. A lot of times they're self-taught, like myself. I'm a self-taught programmer. A lot of times they don't have huge teams or budgets, so they kind of have to cut corners here and there. Understandable. So, with that said,
I'm thinking of writing a letter to that show about psychics. Things happening in our apartment definitely.
The graphics in this game require a top-end
The cat was staring at
GeForce
thin
NVIDIA
air,
card.
as if he was staring at someone, and then he hissed, and then the picture fell.
Maybe it was a strong wind coming through the window again, or something like
Do
that.
you think I'm making this up? Okay, whatever. How was your day?
No, I'm not talking. I didn't
My
talk there
father
for a
called
second
again
because
and asked if we at least had
I don't have
something in
anything against the
fridge.
voice acting. I think it's okay.
I'm tired of his hints. He wants me to ask him for money.
The character
Why don't you
models
ask him for money?
and their
We could
animations
really
are
use the
really
help.
bad. Her hands are not even on her hips.
Already.
Her hands are not
There's
on
no
her
way I'll
hips, if
ever
you'll
ask
notice.
him for anything.
Um,
Never.
Alright, okay. Anyway, have you talked about your salary increase with your boss?
I hadn't really
And the script
had a
itself
chance
is
to
also
talk with him.
not
It wasn't the right moment
awesome.
for it.
I'll say it that way.
John, there will never be a right moment. Pull yourself together. Be a man and ask
To
your
also be
boss for an
fair, they have been making
increase, or ask Jeff
improvements to
about
this
a new
game
job.
to
He hinted
make
that
it
could
more
be
stable
late.
and run better, which I have noticed. The frame rate's
Not
way
going
smoother
to
than it
ask
used to be.
him.
That was in
Have
the
you
past.
forgotten
And
about what happened?
Leave it be.
Now
John,
they cut off
don't
his
worry.
voice line for hers, and they overlap there for a
Things are going
second.
on in this apartment.
So that part of the whole
We need
cutscene
money
here
for
is
a
completely
normal
screwed.
one. In a peaceful neighborhood.
It's very
I'm
simple
scared to live
to
here.
notice. All you had to do is run the game once. I imagine it's easy to fix. They just didn't. I would also like to point out that I believe that the team for this game is not English speaking natively. So there's that. Okay, so I'd like to point out right now, let's see what's happening here. I'm not touching the controls at all. There is a built-in head wobble into this. On top of that, the field of view is incredibly small. And there wasn't, at the last time I checked anyway, as I said, they've been making updates, so let's make sure. There wasn't, last I checked, a field of view slider. No, there's not. Also, the shadow quality on this is low, kind of low, because if I jack it up more, the frame rate dips significantly. As I said, again, at least last time I checked. I'm not going to mess around with it right now. Any case, built-in head wobble, low frame of view, field of view rather, and this is our max walking speed. Not a big deal here in the apartment. I don't know what I just did. I guess I drank that thing. So I know that low field of view and stuff will sometimes make some people sick, so I must warn you, this game makes me sick. I typically don't get sick from the head wobbles and moving back and forth and the low field of view. However, this game does make me ill to play. It is very disorienting and nauseating. And there's some things I like to point out here. So there's a ghostly white lady apparently walking around. We have some artwork, which I believe is, yeah, especially this one, is old non-copyrighted artwork, which is fine. Of course,
Seems like Jane forgot to close the balcony door.
as a independent company, you don't have tons of money to go and buy that stuff. However, look at this. They apparently have 4 of the exact same picture on there. Oh my god, the swaying. Oh god, stop. Ugh, I'm sorry. So that's weird. They also have lots of psychology books, which again, that actually fits. Well, on top of that, something that's even more awful is this. And this. I can walk completely through this couch. That's also another very simple thing to notice. However, apparently not. Oh, and I lied earlier. This is the max speed. I'm sorry. If you hold shift, you go from this speed to this speed. Amazing, isn't it? You go from a slow walk to a slightly faster slow walk. Anyway, now we can go to sleep. I will give the game credit that things you can interact with are highlighted, so that's also very nice. I do complain about when games don't give you an indication that you can do things. Maldito, I don't know if that's a real book or not. I assume it might be. I'm trying to... Okay, I can go to sleep. I had to click a couple times there. I'm sorry. I was afraid the game was broken, but it's not.
Well, Johnny, it's time for us to get to know each other.
Huh? What?
So that particular voice is not outstanding, but it's fine. You kind of want your otherworldly villain to have an alien sounding voice, so I mean, throw on a creepy voice filter and there you go. It's fine. So this segment is, so the first time I played through this, I was violently ill in the apartment building, and that was bad enough. However, this is where things like I mentioned, the walking speed being low, really sticks out. So, yeah, I know we're walking slow. However, I have some things I want to show you. So we can hear the wolves in the distance, right? At least you should be able to. So you can hear the wolves in the distance. Here's a patch of green that's sticking out of the snow. I assume that's just where they didn't cover the grass underneath the snow with snow properly. Anyways, as I said, we're slowly making our way to the wolves. We can hear them, and they seem like they're supposed to be like a threat to kind of drive you to the goal of what you're supposed to do. However, they are just standing here. There's another pack of them.
Welcome to my world.
Thank you for that delay, sir.
What is that supposed to mean?
That probably should have happened when I first came in. Anyway, there's also a pack of them over there in that corner. Now, none of them actually move. They're just here to make noise, as far as I can tell. But that's a lie. There's more to them than that. They're just standing here, and I can get right up to them, and it's fine. However, if I get too close to their mouth,
Death will not waken you, Johnny.
I die. Apparently they are meant to be a threat. They just aren't moving. Also, you may not be able to have understood what that guy said. He said, "Death will not awaken you, Johnny." Thank you for that. I will skip to actually being over here because I don't want to waste your time. Okay, we're at the hobos. The hobos have information for us.
Get the fuck out of here, punk.
Yeah, the subtitles do not match the line of the dialogue that he delivered. That was good. Oh, that gentleman is very kind and just tells us to go over there. However, we can't go in there, I don't think, until we talk to this gentleman over here. I'll skip ahead again. Holy hell, that feels like it takes forever. Okay.
Where am I? What is this place? How did I get here?
Go to the top floor.
Right there, exactly.
I don't know.
If you notice that
Everyone
line our protagonist just delivered, the subtitling for that was not in English. I'm not sure what language it was in. I think German, but I'm not sure. If anyone knows, you can correct me. So the subtitles in this game are not even all in the language that you are actually have your audio in. And I'd also like to again point out this character model. Overall, kind of okay. Hair is a complete nightmare though. Look at his head. Just look at his head. It is just... Anyway, I'll skip to us being at the door.
It's him.
There, another line that was indistinguishable. I don't know what the hell it said. It was not in English subtitles, and I couldn't hear what the audio was, so... We're in the building now. Oh my goodness. So, just in general, the game is really... This looks really sloppily put together. It looks really incomplete. It looks like there's no quality control. There's been no testing done. But it'll get worse here. We'll show you here in a second. Oh my god. Also, these loading screens are ridiculous for this. I mean, just look at how long this is taking to load. This game's graphics are almost on par with. I was gonna say Half-Life 2, but that might be a little bit insulting. The graphics are better than that. However, this, when you're in here, it typically, well, it did last time. Maybe they fixed it. Wow. So last time it would say like you have to find the right door to get out of here. However, that's not true. What actually happens is this time you're looking for your apartment, but you'll come back here again later, and later there will be a puzzle to find the right door. But that's not happening yet. Yeah, a needless scare over here. That is a sketch of a serial killer. I think the Son of Sam. Am I? Maybe, or the Zodiac Killer. It's one of those guys. We needed to get on the elevator down the first floor. I apologize, everyone. It's been a little while since I last played this. I recorded the first time I played it and lost all the footage, so I'm having to do it again. This is an oddly shaped building, but apparently the only... Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I'm over here looking, and there's a cutscene over here, and the game did not feel like pointing my camera over to the fact that a dog was attacking me.
What do you think, Johnny?
It's ridiculous. I completely missed it the first time.
Why do these elevators always appear to be your dreams?
Yeah, so apparently our character dreams about elevators. We have moving shadows inside the elevator for the walls outside the elevator. So that's a thing. This is pointlessly a long cutscene. Just open the damn door. That's something I will have a complaint about it several times throughout this game. The game just wasting your time with pointless animations and cutscenes and things taking way longer than they should.
Guys, how do I get
Here the audio is way out of sync with what's actually going on in the cutscene.
I live there.
Do you have anything to
Now it's caught up again. I think it skipped lines of dialogue, but I honestly can't be sure.
Any money?
No.
And what if we find some?
Apparently we're being accosted by Eastern European thugs. We're trying to now break into our apartment. Isn't that
Why did you
fascinating?
bring them to my apartment? Jack will be here any minute. Go away.
Who is this Jack? You're my wife. Jane.
And once again, the audio and the subtitles are out of sync.
Wife? So what? I slept with him on Tuesdays. Don't you remember? If Jack sees you here, he will kill me too.
Let's pick option 1, I
I'm
guess.
so sick of you, Jane. I won't turn a blind eye to you sleeping around anymore.
Apparently that was a negative thing, and she's gone. We've teleported, and she's gone.
What was the number? I keep forgetting. 911.
Cut the wire. He's calling the cops.
911, what's your emergency?
Hey,
Apparently, the phone line to our apartment is outside of our apartment in the main hallway, so they can cut the line to our phone.
Did you try to sell us to the cops?
Just a heads up for all of you, that's not how the phones in apartment buildings work. I don't know if that's true, if that's not the case in Europe or wherever, like I said, wherever this games developers were from, but and in the US we don't just have our phone lines exposed on the outside of our buildings because that seems like an incredibly stupid thing to do and dangerous for the person who lives in the apartment. So I think this is supposed to be some imagery of something, but I don't know what. There's just roots growing out of that, I guess, or vines or something.
Well. Are you scared, Johnny? And that's how you live.
Who are you? What do you want?
I need us to be scared.
I've had enough of dreadful things already. Get it? It's just a dream, a nightmare.
Not really.
So he's very mysterious and very spooky. I guess we were supposed to come out here to trigger this. Oh my goodness. This is just ridiculous. Just... yeah, it's just that's the thing that happened. I guess. Sure. You could have just gone inside and not fallen, but I guess we didn't want to do that. We wanted to fall to our death instead.
What?
John,
What happened?
wake up! You went to the balcony and began climbing over the railing. What's wrong with you?
I was dreaming.
This is really
Probably
just, oh my
sleepwalking.
god.
You must jump from the balcony, you idiot! You were trying to throw yourself over the railing.
What's going on here?
Oh my god. I had to stop watching, I'm sorry. If you want to stop watching for a second too, I'll let you know when it's safe again.
Brother seemed to know what dreams
These camera angles are
were
just...
tomorrow morning. You know what, Jane? Pack your things and get out. I still can't forget you slept with Jake. I can't live with you as if nothing happened.
This is also something because this dialogue I think is different because of the option I chose in my dream for dialogue. And again, this cutscene like just sitting here forever. Why? And we go back to sleep. So apparently they went as far as to at least make it where the options you pick in your dreams for dialogue options affect how the story progresses in some degree. So that is something. I will give that kind of benefit. I enjoy branching plot lines and story progression and things like that. If I remember right, this is a segment where we have to do, yeah, it's a puzzle. There are tons of doors all over the place, and some of them have words on them. Like this one has money, there's one that has father, there's other ones that are less pleasant. And some of them make certain noises, like I think this makes a certain noise. Makes a beep noise. Unlabeled doors, I think, make a different noise. Yeah, they make a poop. I just kept going in and out of doors until I got the answer. Our objective is to get down into the water down there. I have no idea what I'm trying to do. The only thing I can think of is there's lights over the doors that turn on and off. And I think the objectives are to try to turn the lights on for each door, I think. But I have no idea what turns their lights on or off. So, yeah, misery. So rather than make you... I'm back to money again. Rather than make you watch me do this, I will skip to having the solution. That's what we'll do. Yeah. I have no idea what that noise was. Was something supposed to happen there? I couldn't tell you. Anyway, I think I figured it out. I think you're supposed to just only enter doors that have words on them, and not the doors that don't have words on them. And eventually, oh, it was the staircase forming up to the pain door.
Dang! Oh, that smells so bad. What kind of people do that? They didn't even flush.
That's a weird thing to say, especially in a game where the toilet is not actually clogged. There's no water in it. There's nothing, so they
Everything around me
couldn't
has been falling
do
apart
that.
since I was a kid.
And now the water sound is way louder than the vocals are.
Hands that I first sworn touching things like the break.
And I guess now we're drowning in sewer water.
Grab him!
Oh, but this segment is truly delightful. Just watch this. We're apparently slow motion Matrix fighting. He's acting like he's throwing punches at me, but he's not. We're just play fighting, guys. We're just play fighting. Don't worry about it. There's no real actual fights going on here.
Won't get away. I'll kill you and deal with your wife.
We're going to kill Jack. To kill Jack. The apparent. Oh my god. That was. What just happened? What? Oh my god. Holy shit. And now another loading screen. We had to load. I'm sorry for the leg slaps. I do that when I'm getting exasperated.
Okay, John. Collect yourself.
Yeah.
It's just a nightmare.
So now it says find the right sequence of doors.
How do I wake up?
That was actually for the segment we just completed. There is no find the right sequence of doors in this segment, as I'll show you. As our objective now is to just keep going up. And when we get to the top and do the thing where the railing is no longer, there's no railing here. I assume there was supposed to, no, there's not.
And here are the steers from your nightmares.
Yes, that word is pronounced steers. So as I was going to say, this is the last segment I'm going to show you before I quit. I've played past this point for quite a while, and it doesn't get any better. However, I just want to show some things I was mentioning earlier. This little animation here. There's no reason for it. Outside of they just didn't want to, I guess, program actual climb ladders that I could climb by myself. That's the only thing I can think of. There's also another thing I can think of. The people who programmed this deliberately want to waste my time by making these very slow animations. And you're about to see why. That's my hypothesis. I'm not controlling this. I'm not doing anything. This is just a cutscene. How long do you think this cutscene should take? Is this how long you think this should take? Do you think maybe at this... Are you maybe thinking at this point they should have just skipped to me being at the other side? Or had changed the camera angle or something? Maybe. I guess the idea is you're supposed to be afraid of the heights. Or the chance that you might fall, but it doesn't happen. There is no fall here. We just get to the other side. And we have to go around the corner. And now we have control of our character facing the other direction. Isn't that delightful? That's not the end of it. Steers.
What do they mean, after all?
Again, I don't think that's how you pronounce that word.
I don't know.
Anyway, all these doors are locked except for that one. So, let's go do this now. Again, this is a cutscene. As much as I am not a fan of QTEs or things like that, there has to be something here. Like, this is just taking too long for nothing. There's no input for me, no control. There's no tension. There's nothing to it. It's just it's just happening and it's just taking forever for no reason. Because now, oh, we're over here. apparently this incredibly small ledge where you can just walk on. And we're out. So everyone, closing thoughts. I guess the short of it, just for all of you guys, is if this is what your game is like,
When will this all end?
don't release it.
It will never
I know.
end until you
Oh, wait.
realize something.
Okay, we'll escape just in case they try and do more voice acting. So, that's the short of it. If this is what your game is like, don't release it. And I'm not talking about from like a graphics level. I understand, small teams, they can't necessarily have the best graphics, and their models might look a little bit ridiculous, and everything might be low poly, low res, and that's not necessarily a bad thing or a thing that can destroy a game. But just the game is like fundamentally broken in lots of places. Like there is no collision detection on lots of things. There's lots of trees that in that forest with the wolves that you can walk through. I couldn't remember which ones exactly, so I didn't go and find them again. But they're there. If I remember correctly, they may have fixed that. Again, I have to put that preface on. The audio is all out of whack. Voice lines come in and overrule other voice lines that are currently running. The subtitles aren't in line with the voice lines being said. Sometimes the subtitles are not the language that the audio is in. And then there's that segment I just went through where it's just long, boring, and dull, and there's no reason to have it there. I understand the slow burn in some horror genres, and the slow burns are good, but they have to actually have tension and some kind of level of fear to them, and that segment did not at all. I guess the general theme is just have some pride in your work. I don't want to say dignity. Just have pride in your work. Just the thing that you release should be the best possible thing that you can do. And if that means that it's not, from a technical level, like the highest level thing, like you can't compete with AAA industries, don't try. But at least make the game well to your level. And also, don't require higher graphics than the best AAA releases when this is what your game looks like. It makes you look silly. And that's all. I thank you all for going through this with me. Hopefully you all didn't get too ill. I'm feeling queasy right now myself. But yeah, I'll try not to do too many negatives like this, but I spent so much time trying to get this game to work that I just felt the need to do something about it. And that's all. Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.